Nabisco Shredded Wheat presents Straight Arrow, a new thrilling adventure story from the exciting days of the Old West. To friends and neighbors alike, Steve Adams appeared to be nothing more than the young owner of the Broken Bow cattle spread. But when danger threatened innocent people, and when evildoers plotted against justice, then Steve Adams' rancher disappeared. And in his place came a mysterious stalwart Indian, wearing the dress and war paint of a Comanche, riding the great golden Palomino Fury. Galloping out of the darkness to take up the cause of law and order throughout the West comes the legendary figure of Straight Arrow. With the westward expansion of the United States came many settlers who were good people and learned to live in peace with the Indians of the prairie country. But as more and more covered wagons rolled along the trails, the search for land grew feverish. And there were some who turned evil eyes on the land where stood the teepees and the council fires of the Comanche.
Oh, there. Look at this, Spur. Plenty of land for us to grab off.
Yeah, good land, too. We can sell it for plenty to folks coming west. Only it's Injun land, Monty.
What if it is? We'll grab it off right under their noses.
How? We ain't strong enough to fight all them red men.
We ain't, Spur. But supposing all the settlers around here started in to fight.
Fight the Injuns? Well, they won't. They're peaceful.
Yeah. Oh, but they won't be long. I got a scheme, Spur. A scheme that's going to bust this Injun territory wide open. Come on. Get it. There you go.
A few nights later, Monty and Spur gathered with a group of desperados in a tangle of brush not far from the homes of several settlers.
All right, all of you. Stop gabbing and listen. Now, we sweep down on them houses and put them to the torch. Steal the horses, scatter the cattle. Just make sure of one thing.
What's that, Monty?
I want them settlers to put the blame right on the Injuns, not on us. That's why I had you all decked out in war paint and deerskin.
One thing we ain't got, Monty. Them Comanches all wear red feather headbands.
All right. We can't get them headbands. Only the Injuns know where to get them eagle feathers. But it's dark, savvy? Nobody'll notice. Now, here we go. And yell. Yell just like Comanche.
It took rugged people to survive in pioneer days. It was all work, hard work that called for hearty food. Makes you wonder how men like that fabulous redskin Straight Arrow can keep up his fast pace of danger and excitement. It takes plenty of energy to keep going like that. The pushing, driving energy you can get from Nabisco Shredded Wheat. Try a bowl full of these crisp cereal biscuits whenever you need extra energy. Nabisco Shredded Wheat is so delicious, you'll be looking for that wholesome, healthful cereal every day. Remember to get the original Niagara Falls package of Nabisco Shredded Wheat. Monty and his gang, dressed as Indians, made one night raid after another. Outlying settlers living near Comanche territory awoke night after night to hear the thunder of hoofs, the hiss of arrows, and the crash of rifle bullets, and the crackle of flames as raiding parties burnt down their homes.
Comanches on the warpath! Run for your lives!
Now, Packy, that just doesn't make sense. You and I know the Comanches are at peace. They have a treaty. They'd never violate a treaty.
Steve, I just now come from El Camino. The town's boiling over. Folks say there's been 4 raiding parties in the past week alone.
Can't believe it.
Keno, I know, Steve. After all, you was born a Comanche yourself. But wait, you ain't heard the worst of it. Why, there's talk about taking that land away from them Comanches.
What's that?
Folks is roused up, Steve. They're calling a meeting. They've even got a big judge sent out special from Washington.
In El Camino, partner?
Got there just last night.
Federal judge, huh? Come on, partner. Let's head for El Camino. I aim to have words with that judge. Get up there.
Get up there, paint horse. Come on.
Judge Prentice was just having breakfast in the El Camino Cafe when Steve Adams and Packy located him. Steve got down to business immediately.
That's right, Judge Prentice. My handle's Adams. Steve Adams, owner of the Broken Bow Cattle Spring.
And I'm his sidekick, Packy.
Well, sit down and join me, gentlemen.
If you don't mind, Judge, I'd rather stick to talk. Judge, the Comanches are innocent.
Huh?
I'm certain all this talk about Indian raids is
Hold
just
on
talk.
there, mister. So you figure them redskins ain't harm folks none, do you? Ha. You hear that, Spur?
Yeah, Marty.
We were having a private confab with Judge Prentice. You weren't asked to horn in.
We're doing it on our own hook then, stranger. And what you're trying to say is a dead blamed lie.
Why, you dead blame buzzard. You can't call
Steady,
Steve
partner.
Adams.
I'll handle this.
But Steve...
Gentlemen, I didn't come here to witness gunplay. I came to solve a difficult problem.
Yeah, Judge. And it was me and Spur here sent for you.
Well, now that's mighty interesting. I suppose it was your place that was raided?
Well, no, not exactly.
Or this Spur gent's, maybe?
Well, no, not me neither.
Just what is your stake, then? You wouldn't be land agents now, would you?
Suppose we are.
Just wondering, mister. If that land is taken away from the Comanches and thrown open to settlers, you can make plenty of cash selling it, can't you?
Now, look at here. I've taken enough left from
One
you and...
moment, please. Mr. Adams.
Yes, Judge?
As representative of the law, I take no sides. I'm here to learn for myself who is right. But I tell you this. There have been Indian raids already, many of them. I've already spoken to dozens of settlers whose homes have been leveled to the ground, whose cattle and horses have been scattered to the winds. Adams, I'm very much afraid that the Comanches must be punished.
Yeah, they burned out my home.
I come to speak to my white brothers.
Steve, by cactus, it's a red man.
Comanche, walking right in here, bold as brass.
I am White Cloud of the Comanche. Word has come that we violated our pledge of peace. This is not so. We keep the peace.
He's lying.
White Cloud does not lie. I swear
The
it.
sneaking buzzard. Grab him, gents. String him out. Come on.
Gentlemen.
Stand back. All of you, stand back.
Get out of the way, Adams. Get out of the way.
Look out.
Now, the next man that goes for his gun like Monty will be mighty sorry. White Cloud, back, out the door.
I am not afraid.
Do as I say. Packy and me will come along with you. Now, don't move, anybody. All of you stand still.
I got the door, Steve.
All right, out. Run for the horses. Go back to your people, White Cloud. These settlers are madder than hornets.
My people have not broken the peace.
White Cloud, this is no time for making talk. Vamoose, pronto.
Very well. I go. Of this I tell to you. We will not give up our land. We will never give up our land.
Packy, into the saddle. We can't argue with them, partner. Into the saddle and ride. Pronto. Get up there.
Steve, we gotta do something. If the Comanches didn't break the peace, who did?
Packy, that's what we gotta find out. There's just one way to do it. Follow me, partner. We're heading for Sundown Valley in the cave of Straight Arrow.
A mysterious valley, a hidden cave known only to Steve Adams and Packy. Its walls glitter with gold, and in the cave stands the great golden Palomino Fury.
Easy there, Fury. Now, out of these clothes.
A Comanche bow and arrows hang on the wall. There is Comanche war paint, Comanche garb. In a moment, Steve Adams' rancher is gone, and in his place...
Steady, Fury. It is I, Straight Arrow.
A clatter of hoops in the vast open cave. An Indian war hoop that rings from the glittering rock. Out into the open gallops the great golden Palomino Fury, and riding bareback, clad in Indian garb from head to toe, Straight Arrow on the trail of justice.
How's Packy, my friend? Ride with me. We go to the council fire of the Comanches. Get up there, Pete! Kaniwa! Fury!
After leaving El Camino, White Cloud had galloped back to the Comanche village and called a council of Indian braves. He told them what had taken place, and as he finished, the faces of his fellow warriors grew fierce and troubled.
No, they will never take our land, never. Is that not so, warriors of the Comanche? We will fight to keep our land. We cannot fight. We have smoked the pipe of peace. It is not we who break the peace. It will be they. Let the peace pipe be broken and cast to the four winds. This is our land, the land of our fathers. We shall... Kohari! Look, my brothers. A Comanche in war paint. A bow and arrows that glitter with gold. And he wears the red feather headband. It is Straight Arrow. House! Ho, Fury, ho! House, the honey! Ho, Straight Arrow! Straight Arrow, we have heard of you. And now you come.
When my brothers, the Comanche, are in danger, Straight Arrow shall always come.
Even so, Straight Arrow. Much danger. This land...
Already I know of this, White Cloud.
You know?
Brothers of the Red Feather Headband, listen to me. Let your war paint stay in the teepee. Let not the war cry be heard on your lips.
Straight Arrow, what shall we do then? Take down our teepees? Bury our council fires? Shall we move our squaws, our children, from this our land?
No, White Cloud. Do you not trust Straight Arrow?
Yes, but...
Then do as I say. It is not you who raid the homes of the settlers.
Who then, Straight Arrow? Who has done this?
I do not yet know. But the judge who comes from Washington, from the home of the great White Father, will not decide for a few more days. And before then, I shall find out, O brothers of the Red Feather Headband, I shall find out. Manitua! Up Palomino! Up Fury!
Sweeping out of the Indian village, the red man rejoined Packy, who had been waiting out on the prairie. A signal from Straight Arrow, and the two men rode on into the dusk. But that night in El Camino...
Monty, we gotta do something, I tell you. I've been listening to that Judge Prentice. He's too blamed honest.
I don't savvy, Sparrow. What's eating you?
He still ain't convinced the Comanche's been pulling them raids. He plans to hold a regular hearing to ask the Comanche themselves to show up.
What's that? Why, that'll bust our scheme wide open. Spur, we gotta do something that'll make that judge dead set against them Injuns, savvy?
Yeah, Monty, but what?
Hey, he ain't staying in town, is he?
No, he ain't. He's going over to Carson's ranch. He's staying there the rest of the week.
Carson's place, huh?
You got something up your sleeve, Monty?
Yes, Spur, I sure enough have. Spur, there's one way to make up Judge Prentice's mind. Just suppose that Injuns was to raid Carson's place right while he was there.
Injuns? You mean us, Monty?
Yes, I mean us. Round up the gang, Spur. We gotta figure this out pronto.
Did you ever see the equal of Spur and Monty for pure meanness? They're so set on stirring up redskin trouble and putting the blame on White Cloud's tribe that they'll even raid the ranch where Judge Prentice is staying. This setup calls for Straight Arrow and quick, just as a really good breakfast calls for Nabisco shredded wheat, the tempting whole grain cereal that seems to be just everybody's favorite. You just try some. And when you taste that golden whole wheat flavor, you'll be sold on Nabisco shredded wheat from then on. And that'll be fine and dandy, because Nabisco shredded wheat is yours for good health. A healthful, energy-giving cereal that's bound to give you a good morning start. Have Nabisco shredded wheat, the original shredded wheat, tomorrow. Monty and Spur, two unscrupulous land grabbers, fake a series of Indian raids on outlying settlers in order to have a federal judge take land away from the Comanche and open it for settlement. But Straight Arrow, certain that the Comanche are keeping the peace, takes up the chase. Knowing the federal judge to be an honest man who will countenance no wrongdoing, the red man prevails on White Cloud's tribe to leave matters in his hands. And that night, after traveling from the Indian village, he and his partner Packy arrive in the town of El Camino.
Streets are plenty deserted, straight air.
Yes, but look there, Packy. The hitching rail in front of the cafe.
I don't notice nothing out of line.
So many horses, my friend. And look now, yet another one stops before the cafe.
Well, why shouldn't they be there? If they're going into the cafe...
The cafe is dark.
Huh?
No light shines from the window.
My cactus, that's so. It's closed up tighter than a drum.
And watch. That rider has dismounted. Does he enter the cafe?
Why, no. No, he ain't. He's heading up the outside stairs to the balcony.
Watch him.
While hog-tie me for a blister. Keno, straight at her. He went into a room up there, a lighted room.
Yes, and for a moment when the door was open, I saw many others already inside, and speaking to them was Monty.
Monty?
When you and I were in El Camino this morning, you do not recall?
Monty? Why, cactus, now I do. Yeah. He's one of them there land grabbers.
He and another called Spur.
I grabbed Keno, Monty and Spur.
Packy, others can go up on that balcony also to listen and hear while these bad men talk. Fury, under the balcony.
Yeah, under Pink.
Leaving Fury and Paint in the shadow of the cafe balcony, Straight Arrow led the way up the worn wooden stairs and toward the door through which came the murmur of voices.
Softly, Packy. If they hear us.
Keno, I'll be careful.
Closer now.
Quickly, Red Man and White moved across the balcony. Lamplight gleamed through the cracks of a closed door, and soon they could hear Monty's voice.
All right, then, gents, it's all settled. We'll put on a good act for that Judge Prentice. So good he'll order the Comanche land thrown wide open.
When do we ride out, Monty?
What's wrong right now? We'll head out of town, change the engine clothes and war paint, and then... What was that?
Hey, straight air. My gun, it bumped up against the door.
Quiet, Packy. Perhaps they will pay no heed to it.
Time, Monty. Yeah, thanks to the balcony. I wonder... there ain't nobody out there. Maybe not, but I ain't to find out. Who's out there? Who is...
Packy, jump quickly over the railing.
Oh, what the blaze?
Monty, what happened?
I don't know. Something hit me out of the...
There ain't nobody out here now.
There was, I tell you. There must have been a... Hey! There they go. Look at them. Had the horses right under the balcony. Slugged me and jumped. Well, we'll get them. Never mind that. Don't be loco and waste lead. They're gone. Slanted around the corner.
Who was they, Monty? How much did they hear?
I don't know, and we ain't waiting to find out, Chevy. We're hitting the trail pronto.
For Carson's place?
Yeah, to stage our engine raid. And the faster we get there, the better. Come on, gents. Get to your horses.
Meanwhile, Straight Arrow galloped Fury full tilt around behind the El Camino General Store. There he halted, and while his partner Packy gaped in amazement, the Red Man vanished into the dark store to reappear in a moment with a heavy sack slung over one strong shoulder.
Hey, what in tarnation, Straight Arrow? What's that?
Here, Packy. On your horse, Paint. Behind his saddle. Do not move, Paint. No, I tie it on firmly.
Well, I don't savvy. What in blazes do we want with that? It's them polecats of Monty's and Spurs that we're going after. Why, they... Hey, there they go now, hightailing out of town.
Steady, Fury. After them, Packy.
Yeah, but we don't even know where they're heading.
They will stop for a while to get into Indian dress. You must trail them while I go to the Comanche village.
You mean you're getting White Cloud?
White Cloud and his braves. When Monty and his men stage that raid, Judge Prentice shall see the difference between real Indians and false.
Keno, I'll trail after Monty right enough. But how in blazes will you find me?
I shall find you. Now, up, Fury!
But Straight Arrow... he's gone. It's dark. Plumb dark. Even with the moon, how's he going to pick up my trail? But he said I should tag after Monty no matter what. Keno, then. Come on, Paint Horse. Wherever them ornery coyotes are heading, we're going after them. Get up there!
The moon laid a silver blanket over the wigwams and teepees of the Indian village as Straight Arrow's great horse Fury flashed over the dark prairie and down among the tethered horses in the buffalo hide lodgings. But the village dogs raised the alarm, and in a few short seconds, every brave in the village was clustered around the giant Palomino and his famous rider.
Ho, Fury, ho! Straight Arrow! It is Straight Arrow! Straight Arrow! What is it? Why have you come thus by moonlight?
White Cloud, all of you, listen. I have found who it is that plots against the Comanche. There are evil men who scheme to take your land. Will you ride with me to trap them? Then to your wigwams. Don your war paint. Take down your bows and arrows. Your shields made from the hide of the great buffalo. Take your fastest war ponies.
Quickly, the Comanches sped to their lodgings. War paint daubed each face. Bows were stripped of their deerskin sheaths. Arrows filled every quiver. And in a few moments, Straight Arrow was surrounded by 50 eager Comanche mounted on painted ponies.
We are ready, Straight Arrow.
Good. You all wear the red feather headband, the mark of the Comanche.
Straight Arrow, one moment.
Yes, White Cloud.
These evil men who pretend they are us, where shall we find them?
I do not yet know.
You do not know? But it is dark. How can you find them?
White Cloud, put your trust in me. We shall pick up the trail somewhere near El Camino.
But such a trail, can it be followed quickly?
We shall follow it quickly. But now there is much ground to cover. After me, up Curie!
Out from the Indian village streamed the Comanches, moonlight glittering on the black braided hair, gleaming on the copper skins and polished bows, shining on the spotted ponies. Faster and faster they swept across the prairie toward El Camino, and at their head, his golden coat shimmering in the pale moonlight, the great Palomino Fury.
Well, here we be, Monty. Yonder's Carson's place.
Yeah. Well, got a lamp out on the porch, too. It looks like the judge and Carson sitting there. Gather around, gents, all of you.
Come on, boys.
Now, remember, you ain't white men, savvy? You're all Injuns.
Sure, Monty. Didn't we stop to get all dressed up this way?
Yeah, war paint, bows and arrows, the work.
And remember this, gents. You can pull trigger if you want to, but make certain you shoot in the air. We got to keep that Judge Prentice alive, savvy? Make a big ruckus like Injuns, yell and gallop their ponies, but that's all, savvy?
Yeah, all set then, Monty. What do we do first?
The corral, gents. It's just far enough from that porch that Prentice can make us out and think we're Injuns. Just far enough. Come on now. Walk your horses until I give the word. Then in we go and yell like blazes.
Cautiously, the bad men moved forward through the cottonwoods toward the Carson corral. As they drew near, Monty raised his hand, ready to send his men forward like an Indian raiding party. But before he could give the signal...
What?
An arrow came hissing out of the darkness behind them, a golden arrow, and out of no place, charging down on the surprised outlaws, came a tide of painted Comanches with Straight Arrow leading the way.
What in blazes? Sure, it's Injuns.
Here, Monty, real Indians. They got us. They got us whipped off.
Take them, everyone! Take them!
At the sound of battle, Judge Prentice and Carson leaped to their feet and peered out across the moonlit prairie. They could make out horses and men tangled together, but who was friend and who was foe, they could not tell. Not until all the bad men were captured, and Straight Arrow and the Comanches led them in silence up to the porch and stopped.
Ho, Curie, ho!
Well, I'll be... They're Indians, all of them.
No, Judge Prentice, not all. These men whose arms are tied and bound, they are not Indians. They are outlaws.
That ain't so. We ain't...
Monty! That was an idiot thing to do. Now the judge has us spotted for sure.
I have indeed. So this is what has been happening, eh? It was not the Comanche who are raiding innocent settlers.
No, Judge Prentice, it was these bad men. They hoped to get the Indian land for themselves to sell.
Never, Red Man, I assure you. That land belongs to the Comanches, and it shall belong to them.
White Cloud, do you and your braves hear?
We hear, Straight Arrow. We hear, and we are grateful to our brother who rides the golden Palomino.
Ho there, Paint Ho. Straight Arrow by cactus, you done it. I was watching from the cottonwoods. But how on sassafras...
How was I able to pick up your trail?
Yeah.
Look behind you, Packy.
Behind me? Well, I'll be a lop-eared mule. A trail of white stretching behind my horse.
White flour, my friend. That sack I put on paint was full of flour. I cut it open before I left you. In the moonlight, it was easy to follow. Judge Prentice,
Yes, Great Arrow?
these men shall go to jail.
They shall indeed, Red Man. They certainly shall. But do you know, even now I have difficulty in telling you real Indians from them.
Look for the red feather, Judge.
Huh? The red feather?
The mark of the Comanche. The red feather headband. Others may use war paint, bows, and arrows to pretend they are Comanche. But only the Comanche himself, honest, fearless, and loyal to the land of his fathers. Only he wears the red feather headband of the Comanche.
This time of day, most of you straight arrow fans have pulled up reins, all set to take it easy for a while. But tomorrow morning, you'll be at it again, bright and early. So don't forget to have some Nabisco shredded wheat before you start out. Nabisco shredded wheat has what it takes to make you feel really shipshape. Those crisp, whole wheat biscuits give you Energy Plus to help keep you going for hours. And you won't be feeling hungry way before lunchtime, for Nabisco shredded wheat is the kind of breakfast food that stays with you clear through to the next meal. Hot or cold, plain or piled with fruit, Nabisco shredded wheat makes the best breakfast ever. Tell Mother you'd like a big bowl full every day starting tomorrow. For thrilling adventures of the Old West, ride with Straight Arrow. And remember, Nabisco, Nabisco is the name to know. For a breakfast you can't beat, try Nabisco shredded wheat.
Check, testing, 1, 2, fuck it. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, Susie. Good morning there, everyone. How are we? Bubber, come on, Bubber. Get up. Get up now, Bubber. Yeah. Well, looks like we got some early birds there. Good morning, Susie. Good morning, Joey. What's up, peeps? It's going down. I am just recovering from sleeping. Yes, sleeping. It ain't all that great. It is what it is. And here I am. My beard is pretty messed up this morning, but hey, when you got a bad hair day on your face, you can't just put a hat on, right? That's what you do. So tonight, good morning everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Tonight I've got to put together a video time machine. Any suggestions? I've got a few things up my sleeve, so it should be pretty entertaining. I'm trying to grab some elements that have to do with this last week, past and present. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So I didn't get a nap yesterday, but I did get to sleep. Oh, by 10. I think I was in bed at 10. Got up at 4. So I got my usual, 4 hours sleep. 6 hours does not mean 6 hours sleep. It just means that I'm in bed for that amount of time. It don't mean that I'm asleep. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Last night I was watching PAX, the Genesis 2 miniseries from Gene Roddenberry. I watched the first one and thought, God, I've seen this before. Shouldn't there be more? Because I've seen this part, but I don't think I've seen the rest. So I looked in my file, and there's 2 more parts to the PAX trilogy, the Genesis 2 trilogy thing. And PAX is actually a name of a people, a group of people called the PAX. And then the other people alive on Earth, there was 3 breeds of human on the planet at that time. One is the Pax, one is the Terranians, because they live up above ground. The Pax are subterranean. And then there are the people that are just kind of like slaves, right? They're not so bright. Yeah, como yo. That's good stuff. It's good. It's good. It's good. There was no house to clean yesterday. I couldn't get motivated. Finally went and laid down. I said, all right, wake me up when it's time to go. It's time to go. Why don't we wait a little bit longer before we go? And I get up and I'm like, why don't you just go without me and let me know if I need to come over? She gets over there and it's like, nobody was here. Nobody stayed here. The place is empty. It's clean. Hasn't been stayed in. I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't go with you, because I'd have been bummed to get up from my nap just to go and find out that there's nothing to do. So there you go. Yeah, it was a bummer, because no cleaning means no money, right? But that's not what I guess that's how the world is, right? It all revolves around money. Just not my world, because that's not who I am. I am not my bank account. I am not my wallet. I am not my creditors. I am not a pile of money, right? I'm none of that. I'm not a mortgage. I'm not a rent bill. I'm not utilities. I'm a human fucking being. And all of that bullshit is just there to enslave us. Before all of this bullshit, what did we do? We ran around happy, not having all this bullshit. So there you go. Totally. I'm a totally. I can't stand to look at my head today, so I'm gonna get a hat. I don't mind being bald, it's just the shine. It's just that damn shine, that's what it is. There we go, here's a hat for you. Right? Can anybody read my hat? It's not meant for you unless it is. Yeah, if you can't read my hat, it says, fuck you, you fucking fuck. I love this hat. Almost as much. Well, as much as I loved my hat that just said simply "fuck you" across it. I loved that hat too. I used to love to wear that one in public. I just loved it. I mean, I'm not a mean guy. I'm not a violent guy, but I can be. Like any other human, right? It don't take much to push me. So, I mean, there was a period in my life where every day I'd wear that hat that said "fuck you." And it was my hat. It was my self-expression, you know. Basically, it was my message to the world, you know. I like this one just because it's funny. I like it, it's funny. And it's black and white. Kind of a gray. But I don't have, you know, many black and white hats. I've got black hats. I don't have any white hats. My wife has a couple of white hats. I don't. Boy, listen to me go on and on and on about hats, right? So if you were with me during the pre-show, yes, I found Straight Arrow and brought it over to the other computer and played it this morning because I owed you that much at least. And so far this morning, I've been looking to find an adapter cable. Actually, it's a splitter. Oh, here it is. I found it. I finded it. So I am going to take this splitter here. I should have known. And I am going to split my guitar. Oh, I was looking all over for this thing, and it was hooked up. It was already hooked up already. So I'm going to plug in. One side is going to go to my headphones, and one side is going to go to an out into my stereo audio video mixer here. So now I have, if it's COVID, Paxlovid. Stupid fucking garbage. I am going to check this to see if the battery is good, and the battery is not good. So let me turn it off. Pull out these batteries. There's bag trees, baby. Bag trees. I think I've got some what you call it, charged bag trees over here. These guys down. Pop these guys in and see what they look like. There we go. No, this one is dead as well. Shutting down. Goodbye. Alright, let me check another couple of bag trees here. I guess I gotta do some charging. So I'm trying to put batteries here in my my Boss digital recorder that has built-in effects so that I can run my guitar through this and have it sound good. Nope, those batteries aren't good either. So don't worry, I've got good batteries somewhere. Somewheres. That's all right. Ooh, Susie's got a message here. Keep your head upon your neck. It's not too late for that, even though the winds of change have blown away your hat. Robert Hunter. Aim at the heart. You like Robert Hunter, huh? Let me see if I can find some more bad trees here. What are these guys here? Here's a couple. Let's see if these guys are charged. I got a little Robert Hunter surprise for you. No, what did I do? Did I put the batteries in wrong? Nope. It's just dead, right? Yep. So these are completely dead here. Well, what do you know about that? What do you know about that? Okay. So I guess I should probably plug these batteries in and get them charged at some point. There we go. Put them in the charger right, dummy. Put them in the charger right. Okay, so let me put these batteries in here. See if I can dig up the correct batteries for the day. Full house. There we go. Full pack of batteries here. Let me just run this over to the outlet. Why don't we do this? Hey, hi there, ho there. Hey there, hi there, ho there. I like the black hat, black and white with the black and white shirt. It's a good combo for the day. All right, here we go. Plug this guy in. And batteries are now charging, as you can see. And I've got a surprise here for Susie. All right. Okay, Susie, here we go. I have got this 8-track tape here that is Tolls from the Great Rum Runners by Robert Hunter. All right, and it is one of the most excellent classic tapes in my collection. It is in great condition. It's like brand new. I even got a new splice on it, and it's been tested and approved, and it is an actual, maybe she's a bluebird. There you go. There's a little Robert Hunter for you. Tales of the Great Rum Runners. So that'll be our 8-track for the day. There, buddy. Buddy. And we'll just park him there by Budman. Come on, Budman. Hold him up. Hold him up, buddy. So there you have it. There you are. Listen to me now and think about it later. Okay, so I'm still looking for a battery. Some batteries in here. There's no batteries in there. Totally. I don't think there's a... No, those are the little battery extender thingies. Not there. There we go. Do I have any more batteries around? Well, let me check, buddy. Because you never know. I could have some more bag trees. Bag trees. What kind of tree? A bag tree. No, there's one. There's one. I don't see another. Let me look inside my little TV. Nope, there's none in there either. There's none in there. Low TV. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You know what? I'm pretty sure I got some more Robert Hunter around somewhere. I just can't quite remember exactly. Let me go look at my stack of tapes over on this thing here. look at these. Wow. Wow. All right, well, here's a little stack. Let's see. This is unopened average white band. This one here, let me get a little better view here. This is Soul Searching. Average white band. This one is Brownsville Station. Brownsville Station, School Pranks. Somewhat unopened. There we go. Lou Reed, Berlin. Berlin, Lady Day, Men of Good Fortune, Caroline Says I, How Do I Think It Feels, Oh Jim, Caroline Says 2, oh 1, 2, I get it. The Kids, The Bed, Sad Song. Lou Reed, Berlin. Harry Nilsson, Ringo Starr, Son of Dracula. That's a bizarre one. And just opened was Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue, and it is a freshly opened one here with the plastic still on it. I meant to open this up and repair it, never got around to it, or maybe I did, I don't know. But here we go with the tapes here. We got the Electric Light Orchestra, Out of the Blue, Son of Dracula, Harry Nilsson, Ringo Starr, Nilsson Schmilson Nilsson, right? And then, of course, there's Lou Reed, Berlin. And Brownsville Station. Oh, here we are. School Pranks. And last but not least is the Average White Band. Soul Searching. There you go. So there's a couple of 8 tracks there for you today. We're going to look at some more 8 tracks in a few minutes here after I drink some coffee and smoke some weed. Ooh. Pretty cool, huh? I got some goodies. I love to have little things, little tidbits, you know, like totally kibbles and bits. This one is charged, so I'm going to pop this one out and pop this one in and see if it's going to top off. So I've got one charged battery. There you go. Good morning. Totally, man. I've got so many 8 tracks, dudes. So many 8 tracks. Some of my favorite collections are the what do you call it? The compilation tapes, right? And there were a few companies who made compilation tapes. K-Tel was one of them. They did compilation stuff also. Yeah, there were some other ones who did compilation tapes, but K-Tel, I think they put out the most, and you could not just buy a K-Tel compilation tapes, but you could buy the carousel. At some point, probably next week or something, I'll bring over my carousel of K-Tel tapes. I've also got some K-Tel LPs as well, but those were always fun. You could just, buy a big mix. It was just a mixtape is all it was. So today's album is America. It should have been Friday because 4th of July, but this is America. Side one. It's got a horse with no name, of course. And Rainy Day. So it's got Riverside, Sandman, Three Roses, Children, a horse with no name. Here, I Need You, Rainy Day, Never Found the Time, Clarice, Donkey Jaw. Anyway, there's America there. That's the album of the day, and the 8-track of the day is Robert Hunter, Tales of the Rum Runners. I'm gonna have to go through my 8-track players and find one that I can use to listen to 8 tracks, because I have so many 8 tracks that I don't have on LP. So I gotta get off the ball there and get things rolling. Yeah, hear me now and think about it tomorrow. Anyway, we're gonna let these batteries charge up a little bit, and the next green one shouldn't be too long. The next green one that pops up, we'll put it in the old digital dealie here and plug the guitar in. Yeah, we get to plug it in. Plug it in, plug it in. I'm going to heat up my coffee so I can do a little bong hitski here. I'm on rations. I'm on short rations here this morning until I go get some more beverage. Oh, woman. Hear me now and forget about me later. Ain't misbehaving, just microwaving. I love that. That is totally cool. I love silly stuff like that. It's silly. Alright, we're looking at the lights here and they're all red still. I'm imagining one of them is going to go green pretty quick. And I can, and then I can plug in this guitar thingy. It's been a little while since I played the guitar. I just get wrapped up in so much other crap that I just forget. Let me dust it off here. We live in the desert. We live in the desert, so it don't take too long to collect dust on anything. And then let me switch guitars here. Because I like to play with the electric. It's my new baby. Alright, so that guitar is down. I'm going to need this chord that's buried. There it is. Alright. And I love this thing here. It's just a dish towel that I like to have around to wipe my sweat. To wipe me brow. I like to wipe me brow. Alright, there's my chord. So I've got my guitar cord. I've got my splitter so that I can go into the mixer and into the headphones. Because there's a delay between the guitar and the mixer and the TV and the headphones. So I'll have to go straight out of the thing. Which means I can't hear what's going on here, but that's okay. All it is my voice. So there you go. Alright. So we're just waiting for battery power at this point. And one of these batteries should be going in the green relatively soon, because they can't all be depleted to the same level, right? They're all from different things, so different devices have drained them at different levels. So the first one has already come clean and green, and I'm just waiting. So while we're waiting, let's talk. Let's have a little coffee talk and a little bong hit, and like that. Yeah. The wrath of God. Oh man, you kidding me? No, I'm not. Zardoz. That's what I need. I need to find some Zardoz. I need to see if I can find a Zardoz movie trailer for the video time machine. I think that would be fun. Zardoz. I did find some Spinal Tap stuff, so that'll be in there. That will be fun, yeah. Video time machine tonight. I'm going to be putting it together and getting it uploaded as soon as possible so I can get them quality control checks. I keep getting quality control check messages that say stuff like, this show is blocked in so many areas. My morning show is blocked in so many countries because of my song, my theme song, Do Wackadoo. Do Wackadoo gets me blocked in so many countries. Of course, it doesn't get me blocked in the United States. It's like the United States, the UK, the Philippines, all the English-speaking places are still allowed to view my stuff, but the other places, for some reason, can't. And you would think, since, you know, Do Wackadoo, you think that it wouldn't be a copyright problem in other countries, you know, like Asia. Why would they care if I have a Do Wackadoo on my show? But I get a lot of hits for the stuff that I put together. And it doesn't mean that I can't show it. It just means that some people can't see it. And it doesn't affect my copyright. It doesn't affect my channel. It's not a hit. It's not a punishment. I don't get in trouble. I just cannot monetize my channel, which is fine because I'm not one of those guys that is doing this for money. There's a whole new breed of humans out there who are getting on YouTube just to make money. That's all they want to do is they want to figure out some way to get their viewer count up and their subscriber count so high that the commercials who pay, you know, percentages of pennies, you know, like 1/100 of a percent of a penny, right, per view, per hit. And it's like you literally have to have tens of thousands even just to make a couple of dollars, right? And I'm like, first of all, there's no way I could reach that level, right? And second of all, who cares, right? Who cares about a few fucking dollars, right? I don't get it, you know. You can't take it with you. You can't sit in heaven or hell and count gold, right? You could, but it'd be pretty fucking pointless. So I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. I just like to use YouTube as a forum for my world. That's it, you know. And hopefully like-minded individuals will come and hang out and enjoy the crap that's going on here. Because it's just crap. It's just all crap. I don't mind. Hear me to be forgetting about me because I don't even think about something when I'm doing nothing. Absolutely. So, last night I did have a nap yesterday, and I got up from my nap, and Oh, no, I remember what it was. It was later in the evening, and I had borrowed my daughter's video game to come in here and do a little ground clear. Basically, that was all it is. I was just filling in holes on Minecraft and chopping down trees and leveling stuff out to get some idea of what the foundation of this building is going to look like. It's just going to be a house, just an old, rickety old house that just goes on forever, right? So, yeah, totally. I'm sitting here playing, and I get done, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. And I go to take the game and put it in my daughter's room, because she said she'd bring it back when you're done so she can play. So I go in there, and I open up the door, and the room is dark and silent. I'm like, oh, shit, and I drop something, and I'm like, oh, fuck, come on. I get the dog out of there, and I close the door, and I set the game on the table. And I'm like, I almost woke her up, right? And then I hear something, and then I hear a dog bark, and so I go out and I open up the door, and I don't see anything, but the light is on outside. I'm like, okay. And then I hear it, and I'm thinking, is there something broken? Is there something leaking? And I'm like, oh crap! And I run down the stairs and look outside, and my daughter's on the treadmill with her headphones on, and she's just out there just doing a little thing, and it's dark, and she's got the lights on, and it's, you know, really nice. And so she's out there running, and she looks over and sees me and pops an ear out, and I'm like, I thought you were in there asleep. I just put your get out of the I've got to go back. So there you are. She's using it, and that's cool. We didn't go for a drive yesterday. She came in and sat down, so she said, so it seems like neither one of us is ready to go for a drive today, or do you want to? And I said, no, not really. Let's pick it up tomorrow and just do an extra long drive. So there you go. And I honestly, I got to go out today, so I'll have her pick me to the pot shop, and then I can pick up a little satchel. But yeah, totally. I'm just totally chilling out. My kid woke me up at 3:35. No, my daughter was up at 4 in the morning, 5. She was up when I woke up. She's usually just going to sleep, but I'm just waking up. My alarm goes off at 4. I get out of bed at 4:20. Woo! And then I start my morning. Usually I hear something from her room, or I see some light. I don't bug her. I don't go in and say, hey, what's going on? But usually in the mornings when I wake up, she's still awake. She stays up all night long. Even when she's in school, she's up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning. The only difference is she's doing homework. She doesn't get home from school and go do work. She gets home from school, relaxes, has dinner, chills out, plays some games and stuff, and then in the evening, about 8 or 9 o'clock, we'll start to maneuver towards bed, and she'll start to maneuver towards homework. She only does homework when the house is quiet and everybody else is asleep and that kind of stuff. And I totally dig it. But the same thing with video games. She'll be in there all night long, just killing it. Just killing it. Alright, come on. Come on, bag trees. I just need one green battery. That's all I need. Just one. Heal me now and battery me later. Alright, I'm gonna do this bong hit here. I'm on low rations this morning because I'm low. I've got a little chunk in here, and I've got my little bat box here. My little sneaky toke bat box is pretty much half full. So I'm on half rations, quarter rations this morning. I got enough to get through the day as long as I take it easy this morning. And then I got to run my wife out at some point and then pick her up later. And then this evening, probably go out and get some pot and take my daughter, to have her take me for a drive. And like that. And I think we're gonna do the longest drive yet. I think we're gonna go out. We're gonna go across the highway through another neighborhood up Park Boulevard. That's gonna take us to the old main road, and that's gonna run us all the way into town. And then when we get into town, we'll take a couple of side streets, and then we'll get out onto the main highway for about 2 blocks. to get me to where I need to go, and then 2 blocks back to the side street, and then we'll find out from her, do you want to just keep going through town because it's only 40 through town, and then shoot up the back way before it gets to where you got to go 65, right? I could totally dig that. So we're going to do that today. And try to get in some more driving. Once it seems like she's, in my eyes, is ready for the test, we're going to go down and do the test. She's only got a couple of things to work on, and once that is handled, I think we're in. So I got to remind her to bring the book today, so that while we're driving around, I can be asking her questions from the book. Right? And I'll have to dig up some of those old license tests that me and Mom have, because we keep that kind of shit, and see if we can ask questions from that as well. Maybe pull up a mock test on the phone and ask her questions. The written test would be easy for her because she's a career student. But the behind the wheel, it's just a matter of getting over being nervous. You know, that's it. And she's going to be nervous with some new stranger in the car, right? So we'll just have to do that. Totally. Getting cloudy up in here. Yeah. Okay. Well, I should have been more prepared for the day. But usually I'm working on stuff in here until it's bedtime. I'll get done with dinner. My wife and I'll watch a show or a movie or something, and then after that, I'll come sit over here for 2 or 3 hours and work on a bunch of shit. And last night was no exception. I'm glad that I got Straight Arrow moved over so that we could listen to it this morning. So there's that. And then I'll try to get it and Little Orphan Annie and Dick Tracy uploaded to the channel. And put them in the morning show playlist, as well as the Old Time Radio Wednesday playlist, as well as their own playlists. Right? I don't know how much Little Orphan Annie and Dick Tracy I'm going to upload, but I may do some more Straight Arrow. I think I only found 2 Straight Arrows, really, so that one's probably out. Little Orphan Annie is kind of weird because it's a serial like Dick Tracy. So we'll see. Actually, Dick Tracy is more like The Shadow, in that it's episodic, but it's still they're chunks, pretty big chunks, little half-hour episodes. Wow. I'm gonna look at my thing here. Okay, so we can look at some 8 tracks today while we're waiting for this thing to charge. And then once that's charged, we get a battery charge, we can plug in the guitar, and then we'll have that to be fiddling around with. But until then, let me do the old desktop shuffle here, and move a few things around so that I can accommodate my 8-track case. Here's a little Snoopy again. When I give him kisses like that, my dogs get jealous. So there's Snoops. I'm just a weird old guy, you know. I love stuffed animals. I do. When I was a little kid, I'm gonna say 10 years old, we went to Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain. Let me go ahead and grab some photos from that, because I know I've got photos of Magic Mountain. Hear me now and think about Magic Mountain later. Six Flags Magic Mountain is an amusement park. Of course, everybody knows Six Flags. But in Southern California, Six Flags Magic Mountain is like a local, like Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland. It's like a local deal. But we had gone to Six Flags Magic Mountain way back when, April 77. Let me see if I can find the right month here. It's December 70. No, that is Magic Mountain as well. Okay, I know there are some other photos of Magic Mountain, but these are the ones. We went there in 1977, and it was just after the American Revolution, is what they called it, opened up, and there you go. Let me show you this photo here I've got here. This is us going up on the roller coaster, the American Revolution. I'm going to say that is the back of my father's head here, because of the dark skin and the wife beater shirt that he's got on there. I can't tell if this is me or my sister. I'm going to probably say the hair is pretty ratty, so it's probably me. Used to go to a big amusement park in Gurney, Illinois, the Warner Brothers Looney Tunes themed. Cool. Cool. Oh, here we go. And this is looking down as it's starting. Ooh, look at that. There it is. The American Revolution. And there's the looper. It was like the first looping roller coaster. First looping roller coaster. Ooh, there's another great one. Yeah, it was pretty weird. It was pretty weird. I am going to try to find some more shots of us actually walking around at this place. I can't. Is it get again in my friends? Oh, here we go. Yeah, now we're talking. All right, so this is more of Magic Mountain. And this is my mother and father. Oh, pardon me. Wrong. Yeah, that's revolution, baby. Let's revolt. That's revolting, man. That's totally revolting. All right, so here's me mum and me dad. Me mum and dad. Let me go ahead and zoom in here so we can get the full-on effect. I like that shirt head. Pot leaf. My mother, she had this blouse for the longest time. You can see she's got stuff dripped all over it from whatever this was. And this bracelet, this hammered silver bracelet that she had too. My father's belt. This is the belt that he used to pull off and snap when we were in trouble. He never hit us with it, but he would snap it a lot and talk through his teeth. Like, that was scary. After a while, it became ridiculous. I don't know who my mother is talking to here. Some broad. And my mother again here at Magic Mountain, hanging out. Yeah, we look a little bit alike. But her hair was dark. Her hair was dark. She bleached her hair and dyed her hair. David Crosby, my father? Really? I don't know. He always reminded me of Cheech Marin. And there's my sister. So my brother was usually in charge of taking photographs. So I was on these... The subject that I was talking about that got me to these pictures here was stuffed animals. Because when we were here, I won this pink stuffed lion, and it was about yay big, and it was pink, and it was all pink, and it had big fuzzy pink mane, and a lion face, big lion face, and it was this pink lion doll, and I won it doing one of those things, and I had that doll forever. It would just sit in my room, and I would just hang out with it, you know, and it was my stuffed animal, and I miss that pink lion. I don't remember what happened to it. I mean, part of it got chewed up by a dog, and you know, it probably lost a lot of fuzz. But there were a few stuffed animals like that just went missing. They seem to be the photo op of the day here. At least the pictures aren't all red, because these are from slides. Yeah, they pretended really well. Look at this boots. Look at this. Look at this. What is this? What is this? Something farm. Animal farm. Right? Koi pond. Yay. And there I am. We're going to leave it there for a little while, because that's me, baby. Look at the gold stitching on these pants here, the bell bottoms, thrift store shoes, hand-me-down shirt, part on the side because I had a huge mole over my eye, so I would part my hair so that you couldn't see that mole. And then, of course, I had a mole on this side of my face underneath my ear, so I would keep my long hair. And that was pretty much the reason I had long hair, was to cover up the two moles on my face. And I kept them my entire life until about 15 years ago when I had them removed. Maybe 12 years. Good riddance. Do not miss them. But yeah, we are going to, pardon me, we are going to zoom in on this guy here. And that is me, baby. And look at that face. I was usually none too happy. Guacamole. Guacamole. Holy guacamole. Yeah. I'm going to do a couple of these hits here, because these are easier to do. And I can go low ration on these guys. Yeah. I remember being that kid. I remember experiencing this day. I remember feeling totally out of sorts, like I did every day as a kid. I was always squinting because I always had hair hanging down in front of my face. When it wasn't there, I was always squinting because of the light. And then my vision is screwed up. One eye is different than the other because I always had one eye covered up growing up for years, for decades, one eye covered up. So, yeah, there's that, baby. This is one of those rare occasions. So that wasn't me on the roller coaster. That was my sister. This is one of those rare occasions that my hair is kind of short. My grandmother has recently taken me out for a haircut. And it's actually brushed. It's short, so it can't really tangle up. All I have to do is stick my head out the car window, and with my really fine, thin hair, it gets long, it just tangles. So if I went 2 or 3 days without brushing my hair, which was common, it would just get tangled up, and then after a week it'd just be matted, and I'd look like, you know, almost dreadlocks, big chunks of dreadlock. And it wasn't that I wanted to be like that. It's just that, you know, nobody really gave a shit. So I didn't give a shit. What was the point? Right? What was the fucking point? So I got pictures like this where I'm like, what the fuck is the point? You know, what am I supposed to piss on this fish down here? What do you want me to do? You want me to do a little fucking dance for you? You want me to pose? Look, I'm fucking posing. Take the goddamn picture. That's pretty much the thoughts that are going through my head. Right? Take the fucking picture. There's my sister. All dressed up to suit the world, right? She's all dressed up and shiny and new, and I'm thrift store boy. Aww. Is that Buster? Hey, Buster. So we're just about ready to move into Fallbrook, a house. And this looks like it's a birthday something. Oh, no, we're still at Magic Mountain. Right. That dog might have been in the car. That dog might have been in the car waiting for us, for all I fucking know. And we could have been out. It could have been right in the middle of this trip that we went out to the car to. Although I don't think so. I think that dog was at a house that we were staying at. Yeah, see, look, she's all dressed up, all pretty, white clothes. Yeah. What shirt is this? Football. What shirt is this? $6 Million Man. Running. Totally. This is the petting zoo at Magic Mountain. There. So we're petting. I was none too fond of petting zoos, right? Because it just seemed unnatural, right? None of these animals really wanted to be there, it seemed like. You know, the only thing they wanted was the food. So I don't know why this was a big deal. I had more fun on the train, the stagecoach, that kind of stuff. The train that went around Magic Mountain was pretty cool. There was a Camp Snoopy area, and I enjoyed that because it was kind of outdoorsy and adventurous, like Tom Sawyer's Island at Disneyland. It's like, okay, here, I'm posing. See me pose? Isn't that what you wanted? Look, I'm posing. Take the damn picture, I'm posing. Alright, I'll touch the damn animal. Animal don't want me to touch it. Look at it, it's scared. Scared and hot. Yep, couple of kids. What's the deal here with all of these animal photos, right? I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. Yeah, totally. Totally, man. So, yeah, right after that, or at about that time, we were living in Fallbrook, California. And Fallbrook, California, 1977, is when, in the fall, my father got into two major car accidents. Yeah, those sheep did not look happy. So my father gets in 2 car accidents in 1977. Well, he's on a motorcycle the first time and almost dies. And then he's in a car that he bought for a couple $100 with some of the insurance money. The second time, a month later, after the first accident, he's still all wrapped up, having almost lost his arm. But he's trying to go back to the university. And so after that, we wind up getting a little Datsun, a little 510 Datsun, 4-door. I think it was a 4-door. I guess we'll see. We shall see, because there's the car right there. That's a little Datsun that we bought. Yep, 2-door. And we drove that thing everywhere. It's got these little wind wings in the back that don't even roll down. It was a neat little car, but there was 3 of us and usually a couple of dogs. And look, we're all packed in here, packed full of shit here. The trunk is packed. We're probably on our way to Arizona to go to Lake Havasu right there at Parker Dam. So yeah, it looks like we're parked somewhere so Mom and Dad can get high. Yep, walking the dogs, getting high. There's me. You can totally tell it's me versus my sister because of the light hair. Totally light hair. I think it's my mom's purse here. I don't know what that is. Got an X-ray of something up inside of somebody. All right, here we go. So this is Perry and his sister and my brother. And this is the mobile home park in Fallbrook, California, just outside of the Camp Pendleton Marine Base. So it's easy to find on the map, Fallbrook, California. And if you go from the Marine Base right into Fallbrook, because there's a gate right there, if you go right outside of the gate into Fallbrook, California from Camp Pendleton, there's a little mobile home park just south of that exit. And that's the mobile home park that we used to live in. And it's like right here. And it was good times, good times, good times. Not for me, but for everybody else. That was how my times were. This is a slide that depicts how my feelings were at that time. So my brother is in 6th grade camp, right? He's 6th grade here. And this is 6th grade camp. He gets to take the camera and a bunch of new clothes, including new underwear, and new this and new that. And he gets to go to camp, right? Of course, by the time I was in 6th grade, camp had been abolished. So it was no longer one of those things that public schools offered, right? Sign up for summer camp. And it wasn't a summer camp. It was in the middle of the year, middle of the school year. You played Apollo 10 astronaut. That's funny. You were 10 and you played Apollo astronaut and got into the dryer. That sounds fun. That sounds like, oh, that kid, that movie, Tom something. Does that movie about going to space? Spaceman? Is that what it was called? So my brother's at 6th grade camp, and he takes all of the new clothes that they got him, and they wrote his name on everything, of course. And he was really kind of like, oh my God, this is scary, you know. And then he went and had a ball. He was there for a week. Camp Cuyamaca, I believe it was. I remember a lot about it because I didn't get to go, and I was pretty upset that I didn't get to go and do something like that. But that was always the case, you know. That was always the way it was. So there's some other camp photo. Robert wasn't really great at taking photos, so the rope bridge. So, yeah, a lot of these photos are. This is probably one of his friends that he met, and this was a local camp. I mean, they didn't go far. I mean, they just took a bus ride that took them over to the camp, and they were there for a while. And we could have driven over and visited him. I mean, it wasn't that big a deal. Yep, good old camp photos. Kids getting ready to go across the rope bridge. Looking into the water. Camp building. Which reminds me of another place. Just outside of Camp Pendleton, but a little further north. Santa Rosa Plateau was a place that... yeah, the colors in the photo, isn't that great? But Santa Rosa Plateau was like a nature preserve area with hiking and all kinds of stuff. And you could actually go to a place in Santa Rosa Plateau, hey, another battery, that would allow you to look out over Camp Pendleton, where they would do the bombing range, where they would launch stuff from here to there and do mortars and blow up the hillside and shit. And you could actually go and hike out to a place and sit and watch them do that. Of course, out here in the desert, you can literally just take a 5-minute drive, park up on a hill, and watch them bomb the shit out of Little Fallujah. Because that's the way it is. Alright, I'm going to plug this guy in, out. And let's see, I've got to get all of this straightened up here. What time is it? Yeah, see, it's after 6, so I'm glad this thing got charged here. So we could, plug it in. Plug it in. Good morning, WW. How are you doing? I didn't realize that was you there. Let's see, plug that guitar in there. Plug this thing in here. And bring this guitar here around. There you go. And I need headphones. There we go. All right, so I'm not going to hear my voice in these headphones. I'm going to hear the guitar. Yes, this is Eddie from Iron Maiden. This is my Number of the Beast shirt. I have 2 of them, one in yellow and one in white. This was a gift. This one was a gift from my wife and daughter. I love this one. Alright, I am going to turn this thing on here. And it should be fully charged. Oh, and it completely died. So, apparently, it is not charged. What, did I put a battery in wrong or something? Come on, I just charged these guys. Alright, well that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I don't know what's the deal with this, with these rechargeable batteries. They should be working fine. I just charged them up. Both of them came out and said green. So, there you go. Oh. And I just knocked out my card. Come on. There we go. Okay, let me unplug this. Put this back. Flibberty flubbed. Hey, you know what? Sometimes things just don't work out the way you plan. Where's that card? Let's stick this card back in here. Get that. There you go. And well, I guess we'll just wait a couple of minutes and see if one of these, a couple of these bag trees here pop out. Yeah, God, I hope it's not this thing, because it's the only real guitar effect that I have. Right? So let me put my guitar back over here. I'm going to go heat up my coffee. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. Well, what else can we do on a Throwback Thursday here? Yeah. Modern tech. Yeah, it's a bummer. I wish I had an adapter to plug this in. DC in. That would be great. For Boss PSA adapter only, and I looked for a PSA adapter for this Boss micro BR digital recorder. And I did find one, but there were like different versions, and I'm like, well, crap, which version is it, right? So I got lost in that minutia. Yes, that is America. That is the album of the day, is America, America. It's got a horse with no name, and some of them other tunes there. So yeah, be sure to be jamming to that today. And then also, because Susie mentioned Robert Hunter, I dug up this 8-track here, and it is, oh, pardon me, it is Tales from the Rum Runner. Tales from the Great Rum Runners, Robert Hunter. And I'll go ahead and flip it over. It's still in the case there. And you can look at some of the titles. Dry, Dusty Road, Roses. Roses? Is that the one that Jerry does? So there you go. So that's the 8-track of the day, is Robert Hunter's Tales of the Great Rum Runners. If I can get Budman to hold it up. There we go. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, baby. So I'm putting together a video time machine tonight. And I do have some elements already picked out. I've got some Spinal Tap stuff. And a few other elements of things that we have been talking about this week. And I just try to grab things that I think I found a trailer for the movie The Flight of the Navigator. I try to make little notes. So Boys in the Bathroom, was that one of those? Yeah. Boys in the Bathroom. Only a minute long, so they must not have been doing much. I used to hate going to the bathroom in school, but it was like the only place I could go and hide was to go into a stall and hide and get away from the bullies. And that included the teachers and the staff of just about every school that I'd ever gone to, right? So, bathrooms, yeah. I remember in Fallbrook, in that mobile home park, the school that we went to was right in town. It was within walking distance. We walked along railroad tracks to get there, along a wash. I mean, it was like a kid's paradise as far as a town, that little place, because it was all open except for the fence that went along the military base. Everything else was just trees and hills and just craziness, railroad tracks and little rivers and streams to follow, crawdads and that kind of stuff. A bar room, not bathroom. Boys in the Bathroom. It is bar room. Well, as a kid, I didn't have much experience with that. Well, I mean, I did, but not drinking. But yeah, Fallbrook was great. I didn't have too much fun there because, like I said, I was picked on relentlessly by everyone at school. And then would come home and have to take it from my brother and his friends. But I remember going to the bathroom a few times and hiding in the bathroom. I remember when we watched that movie, Cypher in the Snow, that we watched a couple of weeks ago. I remember that when we watched that movie, I had to get up and leave the classroom as the movie was ending because I was just bawling, and had to get up and leave. I also remember being picked on in that bathroom relentlessly by kids who would see me leave the classroom and then have to go to the bathroom too, right? And why would a teacher allow two kids from the same classroom to go to the bathroom, right? You can wait till he gets back and then you can go. I mean, that would be the rule, right? All right, you go too. And get followed to the bathroom and then picked on you know. Yeah, and I would just stare at them. They would just fuck with me, and then I would just drop my head, and I'd look at them and just fucking stare at them. And they'd keep fucking with me, and I'd start fucking growling at them. And if they fucked with me further, one kid was alone, and I scared the shit out of him. I just charged his fucking ass. You're coming in and pushing, and I just fucking charged his ass, smacked his head on a fucking paper towel dispenser, and got fear in his fucking eyes. And I just went up to him and just fucking growled and then screamed in his fucking face, and then just walked out shaking. And I really had to hold back when I was young, because I was scared of flipping out. I was scared of flipping out and winding up one of those kids on serious medication, or in a special class, or in the booby hatch. I was, after seeing a lot of stuff in TV and movies, I was really scared that I was going to get straight-jacketed up and filled with drugs. You know, in the 4th grade, I was scared of that. And so, God, I'm getting a little excited here. But yeah, so I had to really hold back. But I never wanted to fight anybody. I just wanted to be left the fuck alone. So when you would push me to that level, even today, you push me to that level, I'm just going to freak the fuck out. I'm just going to fucking start screaming and swinging, right? And sure, you might be able to knock me down or take me out or something, but at that point, I'm probably not going to stop. I'm just going to keep coming. So it's going to, like I said before, it's either going to be the morgue or prison. One of us is going to go to one of those places and the other to the other. I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. Because I got that crazy guy inside of me that won't stop. And I've really had a hard time my entire life keeping that crazy guy at bay. Growing up is horrible, right? I made sure that my daughter had the easiest time in the world growing up. She had to go through school stuff and bullies and, losing friends and friends talking shit on you, whatever. But she never had any problems at home, which made all of that so much easier, knowing from experience. If your home life is good, if you've got good food and clean clothes and a warm bed and loving parents, everything else fucking melts away, right? You can come home crying, but everything melts away when you go home. It doesn't get worse. And that's what it was for me. I would go home and it would be worse. You fucking cry, baby. Is there anything to eat? No, shut up. Are we going to do laundry? No, shut up. I would just wind up in a pile of dirty laundry in my room, and that was my bed. Seriously, it was a pile of dirty laundry in a corner, in a little tiny room, a laundry room, a bathroom, part of a bathroom. That was, and then that pile of clothes was where I slept quite often. Yep. We didn't get to do laundry too often, unless they needed a babysitter, and then they would take us and a bunch of laundry and dump us off and a bunch of change and soap, and here's money for the soap, here's money for it's like, why don't you go buy a box of soap, and why don't you teach us how to do just dump us off? How come you fucked it up again? Because we don't know what we're doing. We're little kids. You dump us here so you can go play, smoke the crack pipe or whatever. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't perfect, right? So about a half an hour, I got to wake up my wife so she can get ready to go to a friend's house and help them for a couple of hours. Which means I got to cut the show to its usual 7 o'clock. Things are great now. I'm the happiest as I've been in my entire life. Unfortunately, my health sucks. And among other things, my health is just horrible. So it's hard to enjoy the things that I have now that I love. But I can. And I will do so as long as I possibly can. But I don't look back at my past hating anything or anyone, because it's what I have, right? And I can't just you know. I just look at it objectively. I just look back and think, you know, oh, this happened there, this happened there. Yeah, that sucked, this was that. I try not to put any emotion into it, right? I really try not to get wrapped up in, you know, hating someone or something that happened so long ago, right? Yeah, let's party. A lot of the things my parents did upsets and confuses me, but I wasn't them, right? I didn't live anything that they lived until later, and then I lived it differently. So I can't claim to hate anyone in my past because of the way my past was. I mean, it's just the way it was, right? I didn't go through their experiences. I didn't make the decisions based on what they were thinking. I wasn't them, you know. So therefore, I can't claim to be able to come along later after the fact and say, well, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that? Or I would have done it better, you know, because that's just not the way it is. That's the way that was. Yeah, this is one of those little sneak-a-toke thingies and little bat box, and I've had this for about 25 years because I can't get rid of stuff. So I've had this since about the time I met my wife, married my wife, and I've changed bats a couple of times, but the box is the same, and it's got some stonework on the front there that has been chipped out a little bit on one corner, but because it goes in between my legs, and then I'll stand up and it'll hit the ground. So there you go. But this is one of those. I looked through a bunch of them, and this one had that stonework on the front, and that blue really caught my eye. So, oh yeah, I take it goes everywhere with me. It's always in my pocket. Everywhere I go, it's in my pocket. When I take it to shows, I clip my keys onto my belt loop right over it, so that when I go through the metal detector, they wand me right there, and I go, oh, it's my keys. And then I fight to get it off, and I can't get it off, and they say, okay, forget it, come on through. Right? Because they want to wand you, right? And then when they wand past that, they get that thing, and they don't get this and the little bat inside and my lighter. Right? So I pack this thing full, take it into concerts, and I'm polite. I go to the bathroom. I do it in the bathroom. I don't do it at the seats. I don't risk getting my daughter in trouble. Everybody else might be puffing and passing and stuff around me, but I'll just get up in between acts and go to the restroom and take 2 or 3 hits in a stall and call it good. So yeah, just unless there's a smoking area. There was this one place that we went to. My friend David and I took him to see Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real at the observatory. The shirt that I was wearing yesterday at the observatory in Santa Ana. And outside there was it was a nightclub, and there was one big bar area with a stage and a big area for people to stand, which is where we were at. And then walking out toward the smoking area, there was another stage off in a little area that had a show going on. And then the smoking area was big, and a lot of people were out there vaping and smoking cigarettes. And I went out there, and I pulled out my cigarettes box and popped it open and pulled a joint out and lit up a joint and sat there out there outside with everybody smoking cigarettes. I smoked pretty much 2/3 of a joint, and then I took it and I left it on this big oak wine barrel sitting out there that they had for people to put their drinks on, right? So I set it there and walk away, and I go back inside, and I tell the lady that had kind of cozied up next to us to get a good spot, I told her, hey, I just put a... And so she went out there, and she came back in and said that she didn't have a lighter. And my friend and I both looked cross-eyed at each other. Like, lady, you're standing around out there with like 1 million people smoking. Somebody's got a lighter, right? Of course, it didn't dawn on me that she was too nervous to ask somebody for a light for a half a joint, right? And I would not have been. Because I, fuck. I'd blaze that fucking joint standing out there by myself, like, who's going to stop me? Go ahead, try to stop me. But then again, back in the 80s, my friends and I, oh yeah, of course nowadays he's better than Willie, but, and he's become quite the song writer, Lucas Nelson. He's really, really learned a lot from his father. He really has. I honestly think that he is a clone of Willie Nelson, and they literally took his consciousness and put it in Lucas, and Willie's just been fading, right? Because that's possible. They can do that, right? That's how people become immortal, Oh, he's way better guitar player. He's have you heard his first 3 or 4 albums with Promise of the Real? Man, can that kid fucking sing. Oh. Yeah, both times we saw him, he did Smile on the piano by himself out there. And I recorded it both times. In fact, if you look on my channel, you can see Willie Nelson playing, Lucas Nelson doing Smile, the Smile video on my channel. So check that out. Micah Nelson. Micah. Are we talking Particle Kid? Because Particle Kid was out here the year after Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real was out here in my town. Right here in my hometown, 15 minutes up the fucking road at a bar. Right? Oh, man. The Chrome Hearts. Yeah, Micah Nelson. That's the one that goes by the name Particle Kid. And he and Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real for a long time, they were Willie's backup band. So they went on the road as Willie Nelson and Family, and Lucas and Micah and the other old guys were up there, and Promise of the Real was doing like the backup band, which is really cool. Promise of the Real, they did a video movie directed by Daryl Hannah, which of course is Neil Young's old lady, right? And it's on Netflix, and it's got Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real doing the backup for that Neil Young thing, and it's a bunch of songs and them being cowboys and Paradox, I think is what it's called. Something Paradox something. Anyway, it's kind of weird. But it's really cool. Yeah. Cowboy. And then on Netflix right now is A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga and what's his face? One of those. Anyway, it's that movie A Star Is Born, the new version, right? And Lucas Nelson is like the music guy on that movie, and he writes the music and the songs, and while I'm not enthused about seeing that guy and that girl in the movie, I do want to watch it for the sake of seeing Lucas Nelson do what he does in that. Right? So, there you go. There you go. Party time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, my schedule today is Video Time Machine. I've got to take my wife, drop her off, pick her up in a couple of hours, and then at some point today get a nap so that I can go out with my daughter tonight and go for a drive. Is in the Chrome Hearts too. Oh, okay. That's very cool. That band is real. You know, it bummed me out when I heard that after 10 years they were calling it quits, so that Lucas could go on and do his thing, and so the other guys could go on and do the things they've been wanting to do. So it doesn't surprise me that those guys are kind of keeping it in the family. Yeah. Meeting Lucas Nelson would be really, really cool, because everything I see about the guy says down to earth. Right? Like, neighbor. Right? Hey, you got a tomato? I need a tomato. You know, hey, yeah. And he would throw you a tomato. Right? Yeah, I got one in my garden here. Right? Turn off the TV or turn off the news and plant a garden. Right? Is that what it is? Great stuff. I mean, he grew up between Austin, Texas, and Hawaii, right? There, Lahaina. So come on, man. I mean, the guy is really laid back. Right now, he's living in wherever the Grand Ole Opry is. Where is that? I believe he's got an apartment there now, because he's just immersing himself in the country western scene, and he's just released another album, a solo album this time. And I have an album here I haven't even listened to. I haven't even opened the his last album with Promise of the Real. You know. Oh, cool. I'll have to check out that Neil Young stuff. I'm not a huge Neil Young fan. But I do like a lot of his older stuff, you know. I'm not a fan of guys who get up on stage and then just start rah, 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 which I have heard that Neil Young is kind of guilty of that, as well as like Santana, Carlos Santana. You get up there and he just starts rah, 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 rah. You know, as far as I'm concerned, shut up and play the music. You know, whatever your views are, whatever your issues are with the world, and this is not a forum for that. When somebody pays money to go see a concert and music, that's all that should be happening, you know. And I've heard of people getting up and walking out on various artists because they just started to blah 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 blah. My world is this and my world is that. It's like, you know what? Give me my fucking money back. Yeah, that'd be great. You know, listen to him play all the old stuff. You know, and we just recently went to see ELO, or Jeff Lynne's ELO, in August, and oh gosh, a year ago. And had he just started rah 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 about politics or the state of the world or any of that, I would have been tempted to get up and walk out, even on Jeff Lynne, right? Because it don't matter who you are, right? It doesn't. You've got fans because of the music, not because of your... And even if it is, at a concert, it's about the music, period. And I've been asked to go to see a few people. Like, I was asked to go see Carlos Santana before. Hey, we got extra tickets, and you're going to have those extra tickets for a while. Because I ain't going. And I didn't. And what did I hear when they came back? Yeah, there was a whole period of time where he was just preaching and preaching and preaching, and let's get everybody together and pray. And it's like, okay, there you go. You know, that's fine and all if that's what you're paying for. But, you know, if I want to go to a revival meeting, you know, I'll find a tent out in the middle of the Nebraska somewhere and go to a revival. If that's what I want, that's what I'll pay for. But, nah, I'm not going to go to a show where you know that politics is going to come into it, right? You just know it. You just know it. All right, I'm trying it again. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to put in a battery. And even though there's like almost no time left, right? Horrible. Okay, come on, battery. So what? I'm boned now? This thing just doesn't want to work anymore? Is there something up inside here that's stopping the connection? Is it corroded? What? I don't know. It's like it's not making a good contact. And I don't know why. She swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. Okay, now it says that it's fully charged. It says that it's fully charged and fully functioning. Alrighty. There's that. I don't know if this is going to work. Because I just don't know anymore. Alright. I'm gonna... Oh, and there goes the hard drive. It's taking a bite. Take it easy, hard drive. Take it easy. Whoa, now. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, that's why. Because it's not plugged in, so all of a sudden it's going. So he hasn't been ranting too much, huh? Well, wow. Good for him. Good for the audience, I guess. I mean, unless you're going to a political rally, you know. Let me turn this down a bit. And whoa. I better really turn this down. Is that as far down as it goes? I don't know. I can't tell if that is coming through loud or clear. Can we hear any of that? Well. Okay, so we can hear that. Is it too loud? Is it too soft? Too quiet? I've got the headphones into the guitar, so I can't hear what's coming through YouTube. Well, there's a little something.
I guess it ain't much, but it's something.
Yeah, it's crunchy. Crunchy. Excellent. Yeah, it is. I love a good crunch, you know. Is that an... I don't know. Something. It's a chord. I know that. I don't play. I don't claim to know what I'm doing. I just pick up the guitar and fiddle. So I know it is a chord. It is a chord. I don't know which chord, but it is a chord. You are correct, sir. There you go. Or something like that. I'm just a little bit out of practice. Just a little bit. Yeah. I never practiced much anyway. It's time for a hit, and then I gotta wake up my wife here in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I don't claim to be a guitarist or a guitar player or even a musician or anything. I just play the guitar because it makes me feel good. And I pick it up and fiddle with the same old stuff like every other, American guitar owner that's had one since high school. You just pick it up once in a while and play the same old stuff you used to play in high school. That's it. There's a lot of guys out there I know from high school who are really good guitar players. And they do the shit. Oh, well, great. I like your book. I'll sign your book.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm just going to change your opinion about how good I am there, right? I don't know what I'm doing. But it's fun. It is fun. It's fun stuff. Yeah, just about time to wake up the missus. Oh, and heat up that coffee. That's bloody horrible. That's bloody horrible. Let me turn that off, unplug this. Turn that down, do this, do that. Right there. So that when this alarm goes off, I don't freak the fuck out. There you go. There you go, baby. So, hopefully I'll get to fiddle around with that guitar again tomorrow. Because I got nothing better to do, right? And my plan was to try to introduce the guitar more and more and try to use it every day to try to get used to it and get my fingers used to playing more. Hi. I used to be able to learn stuff pretty quick. There you go. There's the alarm and there's a dog, which means I don't have to wake anybody up because she's already awake. Hi, dog. Come here. Come here, Oliver. Come here. Come say good morning. Come here, Lord Whiteness. Come here. Oh, come here, biscuits and gravy. Come here. Come on. Come on. I want to say good morning. Come on, give me besos. Dame besos. Dame besos. Come on. Dame besos. Good morning, little besos. Oh. There you go. Come up and say hi to everybody. Come up and say good morning, Oliver. Hi. You got me. You got my nose. Are you going to get my nose? Oh, you got my nose. Are you going to get it? Hi, little guy. I'm going to get your nose. 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 If I stop scratching, he'll make me scratch him. There you go. This is Oliver. He's got biscuits and gravy. See? Biscuits. He's got biscuits. These are his biscuits. He's got biscuits all over. And he's all gravy. And he just loves attention. Unless it gives it too much and then he growls at you. He's a sweetheart, though. Ah, look, there's Susie. Oh, William, you play the guitar, too. That is so cool. Lord Whiteness, yeah, I know. They all get weird names. I'm the, Oliver, Susie says good morning. I am the nickname master. I have mastered the nicknames. So everybody gets a nickname. And it's usually something weird. It's usually something weird. So at some point you guys will get a weird nickname. Right? Yeah. Everybody gets one. At some point you do something that earns you a nickname. Totally. But until then, I gotta heat up this coffee. That's what I gotta do. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna kill my mic here. So shoot me a message if I get back and I'm going. And it's off. Okay, I'm back. I'm back, baby. I am back. Never call anything by its real NS name. Right on. Crazy. Yeah, I had bells on my fingers and rings on my toes. That's what I did. I've had coffee. It's warm. Sam, come here, Sam. Come here. Come here. Come on, Sam. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come here. Don't play hard to get. Come here. Mira. 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 Oh, if Oliver comes over here, will you come over here? Hi, Oliver. Hello, little boy. Did you hurt yourself? Did you jump down and hurt yourself? Are you okay? You're walking funny. Come here. Oliver, come here, Sam. Come on. You did. You hurt yourself. What happened, Oliver? Why are you limping now? Why are you limping? Huh? Oh, hear him growl? I know, buddy. It's okay. You know I love you. You poor little guy. It's not my fault you're injured. They think you're doing the pain to them, so they get upset. Are you okay? What did you do to your leg? Don't get mad at me. I didn't do it. I'm just checking you out. He learned that from Sam. Sam don't like pain. Come here, Sam. Come here, Sam. Come on. Come on, Sam. Come on. Come on. Come on. I know he's upset. Come on. Come on. There's nothing you can do about it to help him. There's nothing you can do about it. He won't let me touch him. I'd like to look at the pad of your foot, but no. Oh, bummer. See, that's one of those things. Come on, Oliver. Come on. Come on. Come on, Oliver. Come on. Come on. What are you going to do? You can't just sit in there injured. Come here, Sam. You have to come up and say good morning. I know. Now you're upset. Come here. Hi, Sam. Good morning. Dame beso. No, dame beso. Dame beso. Dame beso. Dame beso. Give me a kiss. Hi, good morning. How are you? Are you playing off of his upsetness? Huh? Oh, poor little guy. Poor little guy. Oh. Oh. I'm used to you growling. You're always growling. What are you going to do about it? I miss biscuits and gravy. Oh, man. My Stater brothers just started doing fresh biscuits. So I can buy a pack of 8 fresh biscuits from the deli, which is really cool. Yeah. And I hadn't been able to find them anywhere before. And now, hi. Hi. Is he upset? He's just sitting over here upset. Poor little Oliver. Poor little Oliver. I didn't do it to you. You jumped down and did something to your foot, mister. Or did you scratch it on something outside? I don't know, because you won't show it to me. I'll have to catch him when he's napping and then eyeball it. Bojangles. Actually, I do. Actually, it's Joe Bangles I have. I got Joe Bangles. Hi. Okay, Oliver, come on. Come on. Let's go, Oliver. Come on. You gotta, Oliver, come on. You're in the way, Oliver. Come on. You gotta move. I can't move my chair with you here because I'll run you over. There you go. I know you hurt. I don't know why what you did. Usually when his nails get long, it makes his feet turn. But we just had his nails done, so it's not that. Unless he jumped down and maybe he jumped down and jumped down on his nail and jabbed. Maybe that was it. That was probably it. Poor little fella. Poor little fella. And then he gets upset and won't let you touch him. Sam's just sitting there looking at me, wagging his tail. What happened? Why is he mad? What happened? Hi, buddy. Come here. Little sweetie pie. Little sweetie pie. Oh, 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 oh. Poor little guy. He's got a owie. He's got a owie. Publix. Oh, Publix. Yeah, our Walmart doesn't have those. They got those frozen biscuits and the Bisquick and that kind of stuff, but I like them already. I just butter them up, stick them in some foil and put it in the toaster oven for 10 minutes, and they just come out just warm and fluffy and juicy. It's great, baby. It's awesome. So yeah, I don't know what happened with these batteries here, whether they're charged
or not, whether they're charged or corrupted, or they just weren't seating right in the thing here. But I don't know. Sourdough. There was a store that I had only seen before in Scottsdale, Arizona, where my grandfather was living. I can't remember the name of that store. But it was one of those like local supermarket things. Had some kind of family name. But his deal was going there because of the bakery. The bakery was the shiz-nizzle for him, and he had specific things that he had to get every couple of days at the bakery. I mean, he was a guy who liked to eat that really good homemade, like English toasting bread, just smothered in butter. He was an old school eater, so everything he had butter on it. My dog is chasing his tail. He's worried about Oliver, so he keeps looking up at Oliver and chasing his tail. Yeah. You know what? Stater Brothers costs a little more than our local supermarket. Costs a little more than like the big old giant Walmart supercenter. Everything's cheaper there, but I just don't like going there. I don't like feeding that beast. I don't like being one of those people in there. You know, we go in there as little as possible, once a month if we can help it. You know, we just went through there and paid some bills and picked up a bunch of stuff for the month, right? But I don't like to do my day-to-day, week-to-week shopping there anymore. You know, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know any of those people there. I don't know one person there that works at Walmart. They're all people that come from the military base, pretty much. Almost everybody working there are older people who couldn't get jobs anywhere else, right? There's a few young people, but most of the people are, you can tell that they're not from here. They're transplants because of the military base, which is not a bad thing. But I don't know any of those people. Everybody that works at the local supermarkets, especially Stater Brothers, they're all local people. Most of those people live here in town and have lived here in town and are going to remain in town. They're not going to pick up and leave when somebody gets transferred. So, you know, transient jobs, that's fine. Go from Walmart to Walmart to Walmart, depending on where your spouse is being transplanted to. But, yeah, I just don't like to do Walmart. I can hear Sam eating breakfast in there, crunching on kibble. Arg. So, we go a few minutes long this morning. I don't have to take off until about 20 to 8, so I need to get off of here by no later than 7:30. But I can hang around for a few more minutes and see what's going on. The Ingalls, right? We were talking about that yesterday. The food stores, Whole Foods. I think we had a whole. I know we had a grocery. We got a grocery outlet. We used to have a. What was that called? One of those big conglomerate giant stores where you go in and it looks like a fucking warehouse. That kind of supermarket. We had something like that out here, and it shriveled up when the Walmart went from a little Walmart to the supercenter. Right? It was this little hole in the wall Walmart, and then the supercenter came to town, and yeah, a bunch of stuff shriveled up and died. Last time we shopped there, it was a customer meal. It was so rank. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, we're out here in the desert, so pretty much everybody's sweaty, right? Right, picky. But Yeah, I don't go in for that. You know, every time I leave the house, I try to put on some deodorant, right? Because it's sticky out there. It's icky. It's the desert, you know, and it's almost always 100 degrees wherever you're going at any time. It's always 100 degrees. So you got to be, thinking about the place. There's a Sprouts. Yeah, they have one of those, and they have all of those stores, down in Palm Springs area, down in the Coachella Valley. Down in that region, there's everything. You'll find anything down there. I doubt we'll find an Ingles or a Harris or a Teeter, but Whole Foods, Kroger, Trader Joe's, Costco, Sam's Club, all that shit. That's Ralph's, Alpha Beta, Albertsons. It's all down there at some point somewhere. Because all of those rich people down there, well, I used to shop here, so now I want to have that store. So, of course, they've got Sprouts and whatnot. Oh, yeah. You know what? I smelled enough patchouli in my life. I don't need patchouli. It don't take much, you know. A little stick, a little spray, a little something, a little consideration, right? We realize that it's hot and you're going to sweat, but there are things that you can do, you know. The swell of sweat and patchouli don't impress me much. Block them pores if you're going to be around people. Do something. Yeah, Aldi's cool. I like a few of the deals at Aldi, you know. If you're into shopping oddball stuff. I can't do their sweets, their breads, their like dessert breads and stuff, because they don't have any flavor. It's like they skimped on the flavor. So chocolate doesn't taste like chocolate. It's like halfway to chocolate. They're different cakes and breads and stuff and muffins. They're just, they're sweet, but there's no flavor. The Caribbean and Mexican marts have cheap vegetables and beans and rice. Yeah, totally. We've got a great farmers market that comes through every week. They're out in town here. And they're a little expensive, but you can also join a club where once a week they bring you go down and pick it up, and they bring you a box. And it comes straight from the farm in our area down here, up in the mountains actually, where I used to live. And it comes from the farm, and you get a box of selected items every week. And you sign up for it, and they say, okay, here's what's going to be happening. Here are the possible things that are going to be happening over this week and then the next week. And as stuff comes, ready to use, ready to sell, ready to pick, then they'll load it up in the boxes, and they'll ship it out, and they'll pack up these boxes, the variety box of stuff. And that's kind of a neat thing to do, because you can get on a weekly plan or a monthly plan, and they have different price ranges. You can also use, like if you're on a government help, you can use your EBT card, or food stamps, right? Have I been to the Coachella Musical Festival? No, my daughter thought about going to that, but she hadn't done any festivals yet. Straight from the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico, right? Not the Gulf of America. That is funny. Yeah, well, we're in Southern California here. If you're within 100 miles of the ocean, you can usually get a good deal on fish, and it's fresh. And we've got some sushi places out here that just do some great. My daughter has been to sushi places in other areas, and she says it doesn't compare to our hometown, because they just got some great sushi chefs, and they go out and they hand select their food, their fish, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I was watching it one year on YouTube, and for free. And what's his name? Jaden Smith, Willie Smith's little boy. Is that his name, Jaden? So he was out there, and he was having a hard time, because he came out all pumped up, and he came out and nobody was moving. The audience was dead. There were a couple of kids bouncing around, but the audience was dead. You could see people on their phones, and they weren't on their phones at him. They were just on their phones, right? And I was watching that, and literally his father had to come out, and he got mad. He got mad at people because they weren't getting pumped up about his kid's stupid fucking music. And I'm like, dude, pull up your pants and leave the stage. And then take your boy with you. And, you know, Will Smith's out there. Come on, y'all. Yeah, come on. And he's trying to get, you know, and I'm like, and of course the audience got pumped up because he came out. As soon as this kid started singing and he kind of faded back, everybody kind of drifted off again. Yeah, it was kind of lame. It was kind of nepotism at its fullest. And it was horrible. It was horrible. I felt bad for Will Smith. I felt bad for the stupid kid. I felt bad for the audience, you know. I felt bad for anybody backstage who had to deal with Will Smith's bullshit after this, you know. How come this is fucking shit? How do you let this shit fucking happen? You put people out there in the audience who aren't excited and happy, and it's like, that's not how it works, dude. We don't seed the audience like the fucking Oscars, you know. If the audience at the Oscars wasn't seeded with celebrities, somebody would have got up and bitch slapped him, right? So, nah, that's not how it works, dude. You're either good and you got people on your side, or you ain't, and people don't care, and they just want you off the stage. He should have gotten his fucking ass booed. But people weren't like that, you know. They weren't going to boo somebody off stage. They were just going to not pay him any. Let's go to another stage. You know, I can take this opportunity to go to the bathroom or to text my friend, you know. And that's how it looked. That's how it looked on the YouTube side. And I just laughed and laughed and laughed because Will Smith just was so ridiculous, and it was all nepotism, you know. You could tell that his father had paid to get his son on this show. They didn't pay Jaden Smith to go on this. Is that his name? They didn't pay him to go on stage. His father paid the Coachella Fest to put him on there. Put my son on a stage. Are you going to be there? Put my son on a stage. Here's a bunch of money. Right? It's horrible. No talent. Both his kids got no talent. And he's got no talent. He left his talent when he left that show. I used to watch that show. It was funny. That's about the extent of it. When he started getting into movies, he turned into a super diva, just like they all do. And he got full of his own bullshit and full of people telling him how good he was. That's it. And while he's done a couple of decent things, it's not Academy Award winning shit, you know? I don't even think that, you know, Forrest Gump or Philadelphia was Academy Award winning shit. There was probably something else that year that deserved the Oscar way more than somebody who lobbied to get their shit awarded. Because that's how it works. They got a bunch of judges, and you buy those fucking judges shit, and you send them special things and gifts and videos, and you put up all of these signs telling people to vote for you, and you do all of that. You campaign your movie is how you win. And if you don't campaign your movie with all of those people, you don't win. That's how you win. You know, every once in a while they give it to somebody so that they can say, yeah, this person really deserved it, you know. But it's bullshit. It's just politics. It's always fucking politics. It's politics wherever you go in the United States anymore. The politics of big business, finance, pharmaceutical companies, Washington. It's all just fucking politics. Hollywood. You know, you can't get anywhere in Hollywood no matter how good you are unless you're kissing somebody's ass or sucking somebody's dick, right? Laying out on the couch, you know. It used to be, will you go topless in a movie? If you go topless, we'll put you in a movie. If we ain't going to show your boobs, then get out of here, right? And now it's, you know, will you accept everything that Hollywood is going to throw at you, you know? And if you don't, they just blackball your ass and get rid of you. That's it. Easy peasy. We don't need them anymore. They burn you in social media, make you look like a criminal, you know, for having an idea or a thought that runs, you know, contrary to what you know, the mainstream Hollywood people are thinking, you know. I don't think Will Smith even got whiplash or even cared about that whole stupid slapgate. That was stupid, you know. I honestly think that it all falls on what's his face, the guy that got slapped, right? Chris Rock. It all falls on him. He's the one that looked like a fucking idiot. He looked like a bigger idiot out there than Will Smith because he just went along with it, right? He should have fucking seen it coming. And when he saw it coming, he should have ducked. And he should have ran around the fucking stage. And he should have made Will Smith look like a fucking idiot. But instead, he got slapped and he stood there and he took it. And then he didn't have nothing smart ass to say after that. And he should have, you know. And he should have thrown the fucking microphone at Will Smith as he was walking away and say, "Come on, bitch, let's fucking go," right? But they're too full of Hollywood, right? And yeah, that was such a stupid event. And Chris Rock looked like the bigger fool. He did. In my book, he looked like the bigger fool. You know. I think it would have been better for Will Smith to say something in the audience and boo him and throw something at him, you know, and start a campaign of let's throw shit at Chris Rock, right? You know. Stare at him until he apologizes. Tell him to, you know, scream at him. But to get up and slap him and then get away with it and then not get arrested for assault and battery? I mean, what the fuck is up with that? That just shows you what celebrity status does. You can punch somebody, slap somebody, do whatever the fuck you want. Ain't nobody gonna touch you because you're Will Smith. Fuck you. I'd have ran around that fucking stage, and then I'd come up behind him and hit him with the fucking microphone. You know, let him fucking slap you. You know, I think Chris Rock got more backlash. Because he looked like the bigger idiot. You know, how you let, and then you let him apologize and get away with it and move on. Jerry Lawler slapping Andy Kaufman, Letterman. Yeah. Yeah. He had it coming. Andy Kaufman had it coming. Andy Kaufman was funny, but he was a little dick. He was an asshole. Right? He had just a way of getting under people's fucking skin and just... Whether he was himself or he was that character that he created so that he could do that more, right? Black humiliation ritual. It was just stupid, you know? I just can't believe that Chris Rock, knowing what you know about Chris Rock and his past, you know, that he would allow that. And what it was is that Will Smith was a bigger celebrity, and Chris Rock knew that. And Chris Rock knew that Will Smith had more power, more Hollywood clout. He could smack 10 Chris Rocks in the face along a line, a chorus line of Chris Rocks, and slap the shit out of them. All right, and he'd have gotten away with it right on stage, live TV, and it wouldn't have mattered because he's got that celebrity status. You know, the fact that they let that go on, right? And what do you expect? Those shows are a fucking roast, right? The guys that they have come on there nowadays come on to just fuck with the celebrities. So you go there, and you know somebody's going to talk shit on you. What? And you ain't allowed to talk shit on... Get my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Give me a break. You know? Everybody should take Will Smith's name out their mouth. And Chris Rock. Both of them. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You know? Asshole and a pussy. Take a walk. And it don't matter how big that son of a bitch is, you know. Sure, he played Ali. Sure, he's, you know, muscle bound. Sure, Chris Rock ain't. Chris Rock is a little skinny, but Chris Rock can run. You know? Everybody hates Chris, right? Remember that little kid? Little motherfucker could run. Well, that's him. Why didn't he just get up and fucking run? Why didn't he see that fucking slap coming and get the fuck out of the way and hit him with the microphone? Why did something else happen, you know? Why did he just stand there and take it, you know? That, to me, that was the worst thing, is that Chris Rock just took it. He just took it and let that son of a bitch walk off stage like he was a bad motherfucker, you know? I'd have thrown my microphone at his fucking ass. Come and try that again. Try to do that again without surprising me, motherfucker. Right? I would have loved to have seen that on stage. Have them two sons of bitches brawling. Now that would have been better. Then they could have apologized to each other, shaken hands, and gone on. But that stupid bullshit, asshole, bully, pussy-ass baby shit? That's like schoolyard bullshit. Take my girlfriend's name out your fucking mouth. You know? That was about as ghetto as you can fucking get, right? And the fact that little goody two-shoes, Chris Rock, couldn't do a damn thing about it, you know? And he couldn't, because it was Will motherfucking Smith. You know, you don't fuck with Will Smith in Hollywood. My God, he's a powerhouse. He's a name. You can't fuck with him. You know, give me a break. You know, I just said, you know what, bitch? After the show is over, meet me in the parking lot, bitch. You know, why didn't he just fucking throw down right there? It was hilarious. Why? Because he was on payroll. You know, Chris Rock could only go so far before the Academy would say, we ain't gonna pay you. He needed a paycheck. He can't, you know, ruin his fucking career. That was just sad. That was a sad fucking day on TV. A sad day for the Academy Awards. A sad day for celebrities. A sad day for black people. That was just stupid. It was ghetto and it was lame. There should have been a fucking brawl. It should have been an all-out fucking brawl there. But you got a bully and a pussy. What's going to happen? The pussy's going to get bullied by the bully. The bully's going to bully the pussy. That's what's going to happen. For you know, he better start working out, Chris Rock, because forever he's going to be thought of as a pussy in Hollywood. Oh, just go slap him. That'll get him to shut up. The bully and the pussy. It's fucking sad. I used to get bullied. I'd freak the fuck out when I get bullied. You know, they're all acting the fool. All those fucking celebrities. You know, they want to get away with so much. You know, and they do something like, what? What do you mean? What? Yeah, Hollywood has just become a dumping ground for fucking fools and fanatics and zealots and it's just skank town. It is. It's like cruising through fucking one of those Thai communities in Thailand that's just completely devoted to sex, right? And everywhere you look, there's some girl or guy or somebody trying to rub themselves up against you, right? And it's like that in fucking Hollywood. It's just trash town. It's just skank town. Fucking skank town. Horrible. And the stupid fucking movies coming out of fucking Hollywood. Now, I'd rather watch stuff coming out of Asia. You know, sure, it's maybe in another language, but if I'm going to watch something new, it's probably going to be out of Korea or China. You know, something that's got some fucking depth to it. You know, but the crap they're trying to force down our fucking throats now, and it's all got some kind of agenda tied to it. You know, it's always got some kind of they're always lobbying for some kind of person and their rights and whatever, and I'm totally for that. You know, and I'm willing to accept anybody for doing whatever they want to do, as long as it doesn't fuck with me. And when you come at me and start fucking with me until you have to do this and you have to accept this and you have to let these people, and it's like, no, I don't. I can allow them the rights to be free to do what they're going to do, right? But I don't have to believe in anything that they believe in. That's like telling me I have to believe in God because 20 of these people are Christians, so therefore I have to believe it. Just because 20 of these people are pardon me, transgender or something, or gay, doesn't mean that I have to believe in that. That's them. That's on them. That's for them, right? I can accept the fact that they're doing what's right for them, okay? It's not right for me. It's right for them. I'm not going to hold it against them. And I don't expect them to hold it against me for not wanting to be involved in whatever it is they're doing, right? Do whatever you want to do, right? If you don't want to keep it to yourself, just keep it away from me. Don't push into my face and say, you have to accept me, because I'll punch you. And say, sure, I can accept you, but you have to accept the fact that I don't give a fuck about your bullshit, right? Yeah, they're getting... Hollywood has got no original ideas. That's why we keep seeing the same old thing dredged up. Let's do a sequel 20, 30 years later. Because we got nothing. They don't even try anymore. They don't even put any effort into coming up with an original idea. And then if they do, it's probably independent, right? And it probably ain't that good anyway. So, yeah, I got out of music in 95. I got out of movies in like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I just stopped. I just got tired of it. I tried to watch some of the new stuff, and I just got over it. This is crap. Why are they trying to force this shit down my throat? I tried to watch the new Star Trek series. There's like 3 or 4 new Star Trek series on Paramount Plus. And I tried to enjoy those. But it was like they kept having these agendas, these political agendas, that they kept ramming down my viewing throat. It was like, you know what? Every single show does not have to have a representative of every single slice of humanity, all right? We don't have to have somebody from every walk of life in here. We can have, a couple of people this way and a couple of people that way. That's fine. But it's like they want to give you the full spectrum of what's going on today, right? So you got a gay person, you got a transgender person, you got a non-binary person, you've got a half this and a half that. You've got somebody who's got a who's it what's it that doesn't know where it's going, and then you've got to deal with all of the races, right? And now you've got this race and this guy speaking with this accent, and this guy speaking with this accent, and this guy speaking with this accent, and then you've got to involve the religions now, right? So now everybody's got their own twisted way of thinking about omnipresence and it's like, why can't we just have a science fiction show about science fiction anymore? Right? Why does everything have to be have some kind of thing wrapped up into it? You know? Come on, let's get over it already. You know? So I can't watch a lot of the new crap. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if somebody wants to walk a path, let them walk that fucking path. If their path crosses my path, that's fine. But they don't have to try to put a rope around me to get them to follow them down their fucking path. Right? Or get behind me and start pushing me in their direction. Right? It's do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. I guess, if you want to call it wokeness, I call it stupidity. I call it bullying. I just call it flat out bullying, cancel culture, wokeness, all of that shit. They're just bullies who don't want to face up to reality, There's only one fucking reality, all right? It's not my reality and your reality. This is my reality. No, there's one fucking reality, all right? If you want to dance around reality and pretend to be this or that, and that's fine. Do that. That's fine. Live in a fucking fantasy world. But don't expect me to buy into it. I'll accept the fact that you're doing that. That's fine. That's fine by me. Do whatever the fuck you want. But don't try to convince me that it should be okay in my eyes, or that I should accept it 100%, because like I said, I never accept anything 100%. And especially wokeness. Or somebody's going to come along and tell me, well, I'm a guy, and you have to accept me as a guy. And it's like, okay, that's fine. All right? But don't expect me to believe that you're a guy. I can accept that you believe that you're a guy, but don't expect me to believe it. You have the right to do whatever the fuck you want. You want to pretend you're this, believe you're that, act like you're this, do it. But don't try to drag me into your reality, because I live in the real reality, right? So take that and do that. That's fine. Because that's your life, and you can do that with your life. But don't try to change my life because to suit your life. I'm not doing that. I'm not going out and telling people they have to smoke marijuana. They have to think like a crazy old weird bearded guy. You have to time travel into the past. I don't do that. I don't drag people into my world. You know, you come willingly to hang out, right? And I'm not going to, I have people that tune in, watch what I got to say, and then unsubscribe and don't ever watch again. Because they don't like what I got to say. And that's the way it should be. Whether I like it or not, you do your thing and let me do mine. That's it. No theaters in your county anymore. We have one. We actually, the theater just opened up in town again, came back, and the drive-in is still open. So we actually have 2 places to go see stupid new movies that I refuse to see. Every once in a while the drive-in plays old movies, like on a holiday or something. We'll get like Lethal Weapon over Christmas or something. And then it's like, oh, I want to go to the drive-in. Other than that, I got no use for the theaters because there's nothing good in them. Nothing. Anything that's good in the theater, that might be good in the theater, you can stream that week at home. Right? It's like they go out in the theaters and live streaming, and you can pay for it and watch it at home. If you got Prime, you can usually watch stuff the first week it comes out into the theaters. It'll be on Prime. Yeah, baby. Let me just plug my headphones back in here because I have to do my end and I need sound on my end. So there you go. And I'm going to be signing off here shortly because I got to get ready to take the missus into town and do that. So let's see. That's a little bit loud. I didn't realize it was so loud. What the hell? What do I care, right? I don't have to listen to me all the time. So, just to recap, I got nothing against anybody who wants to believe in anything, all right? It's your right to be who you want to be, right? I don't force my views on anybody. I don't tell everyone out there, you have to be heterosexual, and you have to marry a woman, and you have to have 2.3 kids. I don't tell anybody that shit. It's your life. Do whatever the fuck you want. But understand that it's my life too. And if I don't want to believe in whatever you believe in, that's my right. That's it, period. March all you want to get your rights, okay? In my mind, you've already got the rights to do whatever the fuck you want. Dress how you want, look how you want, have whatever chopped off or installed you want. That's fine. And I won't hold that against you. You know, whether you're a guy turning into a girl or a girl turning into a guy, I may find you attractive in any of those configurations, right? It just doesn't matter to me what you do with yourself. As long as you ain't making me believe it or you want to do it to me. Well, I think you ought to try it. No. That's fine for you, and I'm okay with that being fine for you. Do whatever you want. Just don't take me along with you and expect me to believe what you believe. That's it. That's all. You know? And there's a lot of people out there who get burned at the stake for saying that. You know? Oh, well. My subscriber count drops by 50. I don't care. It's do whatever you want. If me telling you to be whatever you want to be upsets you because I don't say it the right, then too bad. You know, I love you, but you need to think more about others and less about yourself, right? It's okay for you to be you. Just let me be me. And let that division be that you believe this and I believe this. And that's all. There's no hate involved. I don't hate you because you believe something different. You might hate me because I don't believe in what you believe in. But is it like that with religion? No. Is it like that with politics? No. Well, it used to not. So why should it be that with sexuality, right? If you believe you're a woman, be a woman. That's fine. I don't have to believe you're a woman for you to believe you're a woman, right? So rabbit ears. I'm going to have to put my rabbit ears out here so we can see what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, you can pretty much get anything on your phone, too. So there you go. That's always nice. All right, well, it looks like it's about time for me to get off of here so I can get dressed and get ready to leave in 10 minutes. So stop by tomorrow morning. If there's nothing going on tomorrow, well, I might be here for a little bit longer. So I'll check the calendar and see what's up for tomorrow. For the most part, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be like today. That we'll have a little time to go extra and, well, talk some more about some more stuff. If you're out there watching and you don't know what rabbit ears are, those are antenna that you put on top of your TV that bring in a station. And I've got a set, and I'll try to remember to bring it in. Let me write that down. Rabbit ears. Ears. There we go. All right, guys. Take it easy, y'all. Thanks a lot, William. And who else did we have? We got Susie, and I believe we got Jonathan in here, didn't we? My gosh. This is a lot of... well, we had Joey in there somewhere. Where'd he go? I probably put him to sleep. I probably put him to sleep. Totally, man. Hear me now and think about it later. Well... I'm going to call you all the irregulars. How's that? You are the weird irregulars. So, forever and now, your group nickname will be the irregulars. Peace. Woohoo! All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. You know what to do out there. All right? Spread peace and love, not bullshit. All right? Take care of each other. All right? Do something for yourself out there, but do something for somebody else too. Why? Because you can. It makes you feel good. Makes somebody else feel good. It makes the world a better place. All right? Take care of each other, people. That's what we got to do. All right? It's just awesome that way. All right, people. Most especially stay weird, because if you ain't weird, ain't nobody gonna be weird for you. You are the irregulars. All right. You guys take care. I will see you tomorrow morning, and we'll fiddle around with some more stuff. All right, guys. Love you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, and adios.